It's so good getting to talk to you. First question, was it intimidating for you stepping into the role of a character that is commonly described in the books as one of the most handsome men to have ever existed?
Oh my God, intimidating, terrifying, I think
Yeah.
is the word. I was, you audition for these parts and sometimes it'll tell you in the audition whether that's expected or it won't. And I don't think it did. And so I'm like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I got this role, super, excited. And I started learning about the character, and then I kept seeing that pop up, and I was like, what have I got myself into? I mean, like, I tell you what, nothing gets the flame, behind you to get in the gym every single day than something
Yeah.
like that. And a lot of things like that. You just have to. I'm like, okay, if you think I'm your guy, let's do it. But I hope you got a good hair and makeup department.
So another question I wanted to ask you is, I know that you're a musician,
Mhm.
and leading up into this fight scene that we get in the water yard, was there like music in your head going on? Like, what was your internal soundtrack like going into this fight scene? Does Galad have a theme song here?
That's actually a really cool question, and
Yeah.
yeah, I always every time I have a character, I'll make a playlist for them, and
Okay.
so that's actually a really cool question.
Okay.
Um, the Galad playlist, I definitely had. There's a song by Nickelback called "Burn It to the Ground." It's kind of a drinking song, but it's just got such a cool like beat, and it's very rocky. A lot of the music I had for Galad was quite kind of rock, and if it wasn't rock, it was just like ethereal, no vocals, quite calm, like kind of water music. So it was
Okay.
either when he fights, it's kind of like what I would call highlight reel fighting. He's very skilled and he kind of shows off a little bit. So that was where the rock music came in. And
Okay.
then for when he is not fighting because he trains so hard, I think he's constantly like he's like very still. I think a lot of people would say maybe he's earthy or fiery, and I think he's got those in it. But I think he's quite a watery person, as in like he can be a thrashing waterfall, a river
Yeah.
that's smashing around the bends, or he can be very still. And so that was kind of where I got the music from, either Nickelback style heavy rock, or I had I'm trying to think what else I had in there. There was like, oh my God, like Green Day and Metallica and AC/DC, and I was just like getting pumped up, like let's make this a
Yeah.
show for the water, yard fight with
hmm
Gowan. Um, and then when he's elsewhere, he's just very kind of like stoic and still.
Definitely, definitely. He has that very calm intensity, and it really
Mm.
came out during the fight. It was so much fun getting to watch all of that. I also wanted to ask if you had any just like good stories leading up to that, like behind the scenes, maybe during filming or, just the training aspect of that. Any good stories that you could tell?
I mean, the experience overall was so fun. I think from I really wanted to be as ripped as possible, so I was eating like only steak, chicken, and fruit for like a
Okay.
month. And I didn't drink for the whole month. And then after the second fight that we filmed with Donald, Matt, the
Yeah.
big Matt, um, we went out and I had like a Czech. We were in the Czech Republic, and I had beer for the first time in like a whole month or 5 weeks, and it was
Dangerous.
like the best tasting beer in the world because I was like, oh, I've literally not even had a carb since like
Right.
freaking 5 weeks ago, and I had this beer, and I was like, oh my God, and all the stunt guys, some of the stunt guys were there. Luke was there, and a few of the other guys in the cast, um, and even some of the further crew, like some of my friends from the hair department and costume. So we just had such a good month of really really head down and trying to get the best that we could out of the script. And then, we
Yeah.
tore it up the last night, and it was a really nice way to say goodbye. And so that was fun. I think my time with Luke, because we were training every day, and then we had pretty much every scene together. That was just so
Yeah.
much fun. Um, there's a point in the fight with Matt, where Luke and I and Donald, we were just like, this is we're all exhausted, but this feels just so good. We're sometimes you make some mistakes early in the day, and then as you kind of start to feel it, and there becomes a rhythm with the choreography. We're just like that. You know, Towards the end of the day, we're exhausted, but that felt like a good take, and then we got a chance to kind of try and put our own sprinkle on it. So yeah, amazing experience. Sorry that wasn't so much one story, but more of a
No, that's
collage.
great.
But oh my gosh, what a great time! And the only thing that I didn't enjoy was the fact that we couldn't do more of it. I thought it was just such
Yeah.
an amazing experience. And so hey, fingers crossed, there's more seasons and we get to go
I'm
back and.
I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping. Last quick question. Were there any characters, because you were kind of in one location the whole time, were there any characters like in the wider cast that you would just love to get some scenes with moving forward?
I think it'd be interesting to do something with maybe land, and I think that there might be something that we could discuss. I'd love to, this spoiler alert, just in case you're watching this. But obviously I'd advise not to join the White Cloaks, but there might be a time where our boy,
I'm
makes
so
some
looking
decisions in his
forward to
life, and
it.
and I can't wait to see all those guys. And the Wheel of Time is so good because it just there's almost no such thing as evil because the evil itself needs to exist for the good and the kindness to be there, and the evil doesn't see itself as evil either. So I really want to go into, if we get the chance to go that far into the script and into the books, I'd love to do that. And I'd love to work with my family again. I
Yeah.
love working with Kira and Luke and
Yeah.
Nuno. So hey, we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so much. It was such a fun time. Take care.